Hello, welcome back to Raquel Las Vegas. It's me, your girl. You already know what it is. I look a hot mess yet again. I just left the gym. Which brings me to the topic that I'm talking about. And it's been on my head in more ways than one. That being said, y'all, please make sure you know your worth and you're doing things for the right reason. Now, I've talked about knowing your worth. And again, I apologize. I'm very laid back. I'm very chill. I'm waiting on my husband currently. But yes, I did just leave the gym. Still a little bit winded. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, that whole knowing your worth thing. I talked about this when I first started the channel, as far as, don't let somebody else dictate to you, how you see yourself as a person. Honestly, that's what it boils down to. And I don't want to say I was eavesdropping, but I mean, even though there is social distancing, like if you're having a conversation and somebody's not wearing headphones, which would be me, I can hear your conversation. So it's one thing. And again, I'm speaking more so to the female community only because we have a more publicized, issue as far as our weight and how we look is concerned. Not saying that men don't have it, but it's not as prominent as the female issue, which is a lot of reason why there is so much depression and insecurity, aside from the other things that add to that as far as being a woman. But if your reason for being in the gym is to try and pick up somebody, child, take your behind home. On top of which, if you're not working out to actually better yourself, you do realize it's counterproductive. It's not going to do anything for you. I mean, yeah, your body might look a little bit different, but guess what? You're not getting out of it what you think you're getting out of it. The whole point of going and bettering yourself as far as, fitness, wellness, exercise, those different things, that's something that happens internally as much as externally. And I say that for the people that are like, oh, well, I can still do that, but, this is where my priority is. Regardless of what you think you're doing, if your priority is not basically yourself, everything that you're working towards is going to go right back to the way it was so fast. I'm not going to, put a time and date on it because, everybody's different. But as far as overall what it's going to end up doing, you're basically just wasting your time. If you're not, into bettering yourself in whatever way that is for you, because not everybody goes to the gym, not everybody can go to the gym. Whether it just be eating better, drinking more water, getting enough sleep, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're doing those for you first, mainly because if you do that for you, it's going to naturally trickle into every other aspect of your life that you're looking to change or better. Another good example of that would be, I guess I'll just speak from, personal experience. I have asthma, so I am always working to reverse as much as I can, which I technically had with my brief stint being complete vegan. And I didn't quit because I didn't like it or anything. I got lazy, but it showed. My laziness on myself reflected with my health again. And in my case, that's like the biggest slap in the face to be like, okay, hey, get up, do what you need to do. But that's just me personally. But literally it got to the point where I was basically bedridden for another couple of months, having all these breathing problems. Of course, naturally everybody's going to try and relate that to COVID and this, that, and the third. But honest to God, complete negative on that. It was literally just an extreme asthma problem. I mean, I don't know how else to explain that. I mean, it sounds silly to somebody who doesn't have it. If you have it, then obviously you know what I'm talking about. But it was basically like constantly being in a state of asthma attack, if that makes sense. It comes and goes, but the best way for me personally to be able to correct that is by exercise and eating better. So I've had to go back and stop being so lazy on myself. I've basically been taking all this time as far as like when quarantine had first started and, everything here in between, which, I mean, I said before, Vegas is basically normal. But as far as, like going out and doing different things, I was being super lazy. I was just staying in the house. I wasn't really moving my body around that much. I was at first doing yoga at home, and I stopped doing that. And the second I stopped, it started, is what I would say. It probably took a good maybe 2 weeks for it to really set in. And then I'm out of commission for a couple of months. The same thing works for bettering yourself as an individual. If you start slacking on yourself, how are you going to take care of anything else? Why? Because slowly but surely you're going to start slacking on things that have nothing to do with that you think have nothing to do with that. And it's all because you're trying to cut corners or, whatever the case may be. And as women specifically, I don't agree with us, doing it for everybody else. Like, I'm not trying to reverse asthma so that my husband feels better about whatever it is. Like, it's because I want to make sure that I can breathe on a normal basis. I mean, mine is a lot more extreme. Like, most of the reasons that people go to the gym are, because they want to look sexy naked, that kind of thing. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, of course, everybody must look sexy naked. But my point is that I'm not going for him and his benefit. I'm going for my own benefit, which happens to benefit him also. And I just really wish that more people in general, but obviously I'm talking about women, would be that way. Like, don't go because somebody made you feel insecure. Well, that would be the next thing. Don't allow somebody to make you feel any sort of way. It's your energy. It's your body. It's your, well-being. It's your mental health. It's all of those things. So if you feel secure and somebody feels insecure around you, don't adapt that energy just because you feel like their opinion matters more than your own. Your own opinion of yourself is the only opinion that matters. And that goes for whoever is in your life, regardless of whether you have boyfriend, girlfriend, multiple, what your parents think, what anybody thinks, what your friends think. It doesn't matter. It's all about how you feel and how you relate to yourself as a person. A lot of people don't realize how much work you need to do as far as, I say self-reflect all the time, but people really don't grasp the whole intensity of knowing yourself that well. A lot of people have, I guess you could say, been desensitized to that by not realizing which thoughts are their own and which thoughts belong to somebody else, which would lead me into my next topic, but I'll talk about that on the next one. I don't want to bombard y'all with all of my rants all the time. But yeah, that being the main thing. Like, I was literally listening in the gym to these two girls talking about how they were trying to look a certain way for a specific thing that they were getting ready to do. I don't want to put all that business out there, even though I don't know them, and obviously you don't know them. It's not like they're gonna see this one day and be like, oh my God, that was the girl next to me on the treadmill. Like, no, it's not that serious. But just know that it was a very superficial, materialistic conversation that had nothing to do with how they felt about themselves, except for what everybody's perception of them was. And I really just felt bad because, I thought this was only in movies, but they were literally talking about, it was almost like listening to a conversation from Clueless. How she was like, oh my God, I had 4 M&Ms and a stick of gum and I feel like such a cow. Like, girl, you haven't had anything, barely even water, and probably alcohol in the last 48 hours. Like, I suggest you calm down and, eat something with sustenance to it. But literally that's basically how the conversation was going. And I just felt so awful. I was like, oh my God, you don't care about yourself enough at all to even think that, hey, I'm hungry, I should take care of my body and feel better about that, versus what Joe Schmo thinks about how I look in a dress or in leggings or whatever it is. Like, girl, bye. Like, that's so silly. That's so silly. Like, if you feel good in whatever it is you have on or whatever it is you're walking around in, why does anybody else's opinion matter? I don't understand. Now, that could be my completely disconnected self-talking, which I hope it keeps going because that's the best version of myself I personally like. But just keep those things in mind. Like, your opinion is the only opinion that matters when it comes to you. You can't control another person, and you can't control how another person feels about you. You can be the best version of you that you are happy with, that you can look in your reflection and say, hey, I'm okay with that person. I love the person that is. I love the skin that I'm in. You have to do that for you before you can expect anybody else to do it. And if nobody else agrees, well, guess what? You probably shouldn't be around them anyway. I feel like I say that a lot. Like, if y'all don't know how to take care of yourselves, then the people that you're basing your opinions on probably don't matter or probably aren't that much of your friend to begin with. I feel like I say that fairly often, but I keep having to reiterate it. So I'm here to reiterate it again. Do not allow somebody else's perception of you dictate what it is you do with your life and what it is you do with your day-to-day. Just be you and be happy that you're you. Like, that's it. But anyway, rant number 2 down. Inspire daily, empower daily. Repeat that process once a day, every day. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.